Damn, it still might rain. Okay. Wow, it's dark over there. Holy snap. A lot of dirt. Zoomy? Because you know you gotta do your little dance before you get it in. I'm gonna read it, all right? I'm gonna go upstairs, all right? Ah, no more treats, man. You're getting late night treats, bro. No. Oh my goodness. Yo, what's going on, Westside? I'm just gonna read. I'm not, I just wanted to get myself situated. I wanted to show something first. I had to take a break on the coconut water. Oh. Too much charcoal is not good either. Yeah, let me get this reading, but I want to show something. I know there's a lot of people who have a hard time with some of the things I share, but I want to share this. I didn't feel like going way down and digging out because I got so much stuff. But how many people remember, and I'm not going to let nobody know, they get to see it when it's uploaded. And this is a question, how many of you know about, and I've shared this with some people, Bing Crosby and Megan doing Abe Lincoln in blackface. It's called 1942. It's called Holiday Inn. So I want to show y'all a picture of the betrayal. And at this time in 1942, blackface was actually done to actually pale skins were taking over and creating a new diorama. They wanted to whitewash history. And this is based upon that principle that was started in the late 1800s, around 1894 or so. I can't remember the actual date. 87, something like that. Anyway, 1894, 1897. Anyway, it was already an act. They already knew what they were going to do, but everything had to work itself, especially after the so-called Civil War, to which there wasn't. It's an ongoing war that never stopped. But this is him, Bing Crosby and Megan. God dang it, man. My thumb. That's their betrayal of Abe Lincoln and Megan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You see the things on the head? That's why I keep saying the Statue of Liberty's always been here. It's not about liberty. That's what they claimed the professor to be. That was based on, just like the Wichita statue, of the different people who were here. In Chicago, the one over in San Francisco, the one in LA, to which they eradicated. They had to change their history because they knew that with war, many people would lose their true history. And people who walk and say, I used to walk around talking about that building is ancient. That building's ancient. And people are like, what are you talking about, Red? That building was not made in 1879. That building is thousands of years old. You crazy. It's better than the buildings going up. And I used to talk like that as a teenager. And then when I was in the military, I was going to places, I was showing people the numbers where the buildings were gilded. That means established. And it's like, what does that say? It says 1532. Man, that building like this wasn't built in no 1532. I'm like, some of them got 797. I said, look at this one over here. I said, I'm going to show you this one with pizzeria. What did it say? 625. You ain't got to believe me. And then sometimes they started putting I or T, very small T and a Z. I was like, that is not a 1. Now they changed that in the 1900s. They started making it a 1 when it was never a 1. I go and pull up the old photographs and you see it with nothing in front. You would see no 1s, no 2s, and they're like, and people was like, okay. I was like, yo, but just be quiet about it, like be on the, on the low about it. And then I shared, when I first came back on here, my head's itching from that olive oil and the rosemary. Oh, that stuff tingles, man. It gets your hair. Anyway, and here's another one. Okay, that's him, blackface. That's Abe Lincoln, Bing Crosby. Okay. There he is. And look at her standing up there like what? Megan, right? Like what? And people are having a hard time because they've been grafted into the lie. I can't help because you've been grafted into the lie, my pale skinned brothers and sisters. There's nothing I can do about that. You need to take that up with your people. And that's why I'm so done with hearing people talking about black and white. Black and I'm like, I'm gonna stop saying the word nigga because I'm saying it because I'm saying people are ignorant. And that's really not what it really means, regardless of what they made you believe. It's just becoming very tasteless in my mouth. I can say some other exuberant words to have you all curling your toes and not going to sleep at night. But even, you say black. I want to smack, when I hear people talking and they're so comfortable with black, That's as bad as saying nigga. Because it's a lie. How you gonna walk up to somebody and because you're comfortable, it's like taking the kids and teaching them black is white and white is black or red is blue and blue is red on an island. They become adults, they teach their babies and their grandbabies, and then you bring them around all other people. There'll be a war, a civil unrest, a war, fights. People will lose their lives just because of that. Because we're darker and you have less melanin, that shows the epitome in the ignorance, especially as majority of us by government officials, undercover, and idiots who've been locked up or raped in the booty. Oh yeah, a whole lot. I mean, I know stories from Kentucky. We don't even want to talk about Fleece Johnson, but anywho, and there's thousands of them. It's not my fault. That to secure your manhood, you believe you got to be white, superior white race. There is no such thing. Well, actually, there is. We created everything, but everything is in reverse. And it's not my fault. How a person can hate somebody and don't even really have a logical or ethical reason, and then be on our soil and think it belongs to them by way of some proxy. Man, let me tell you white supremacists something. Y'all outnumbered 1,000-1. Just because nobody's acting well, actually the media is never going to talk about it. But just because most people aren't acting upon it, don't get it twisted. Y'all just haven't bumped into the right individuals. And when you do, it's always the same outcome. A whole lot of folk dead, missing. Oh, they don't talk about when y'all get snatched up and y'all are in some bottomless hole somewhere because you're just a number. You don't have to believe me. I'm speaking from facts. So let's go ahead and read this little bit of information here so I can go ahead and get myself in my PJs and get ready to take it down. I got an appointment at 9 o'clock over at Compass. And then I want to go and do some hand drills at the outdoor range. I might have to rub my hair because my hair is clean too, y'all. I use pine tar to wash, but god dog, this stuff I put it on every day, man. This olive oil, I make it fresh every 2 weeks. Olive oil, I made it real strong this time. I used 2 packs of rosemary. Woo! It's real green too, and you know, rosemary got a little oomph. Oh man, boy, it got my head. And that's not the Sandman, y'all. But anywho, let's go ahead and get into the hatha material, okay? Excuse me. Woo! Read a little bit. Just gonna read a little bit. All right. I can't wait to get to chapter 2, the human as an energy system. You're really gonna enjoy that. Yes, you are. Now you gotta remember this by 2 pale skinned women, and they got to include all the other stuff that I guess they don't want little men in black suits knocking on their doors, whatever that may be. Okay, we're Virginia and the Hathors having a discussion. Okay, and how much longer? And they're going to be talking for a little while, guys. Well, not too much longer, but anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. They have the material messages from an ascended civilization. When I first saw those things on certain walls, I was like, did somebody make that? And they come to find out there's some real stuff. You can even see them in quarry stones, big block. I'm like, oh, okay. Virginia, I'm just going to pick up where I was at, and if you don't remember, go back and find it. Virginia, since the Hathors were especially active in the Egyptian time, check this out. Since the Hathors were especially active in the Egyptian time, what do you think the greatest result of that influence was for humanity? Well, the Hathors respond to Virginia by stating, we believe our greatest influence to be that of holding for humanity the harmonic of divine love and unconditional acceptance. And what do they mean by that? It could be a number of things. We also feel that our unique understanding of consciousness has been highly beneficial to mankind. The esoteric teachings we seeded through Egyptian alchemy. That means the information given to certain individuals it wasn't meant to, okay? Have spread throughout the world and into numerous other cultures, finding root in India, China, and Tibet. And hence we know that those terms are being used today loosely because that's not what they were called. The essence of our teachings, as well as the teaching of other intergalactic and interdimensional civilizations, became incorporated by these cultures as they absorbed the secret teachings of Egypt. Now, you will thus see many parallels between diverse systems of alchemy as expressed through these cultures. Now, though the language and metaphors of these various systems differ, there are striking similarities. Now, probably the most potent of our teachings handed down through these various traditions concerns the life force. The life force sounds familiar, right? Antarctic, Flatlanders, and all these other books. It's not a coincidence, all right? There's a reality to it, and how to strengthen and elevate it. Now, this understanding, along with our holding the harmonic of love, may be our two greatest contributions to mankind. Made them stand fast. Now, Virginia replies to that. Well, such things are fascinating, and thank you. So in terms of your coming to aid humans on planet Earth, I understand you are here to give practical advice, not just information. Incidentally, mind you, in case we do see any, excuse me, any of you, make sure, see any of you, could you please describe what a Hathor looks like today? And if our few ancient relics and representations of you found in Egypt are accurate? One of the Hathors replied, well, in my opinion, we are very beautiful, striking beings, but we do have individual differences. We are generally 10 to 14 of your feet tall, and some are taller and some are shorter. And we have rather large heads. We have large ears, and we have hair that is pulled back in a stylized fashion, which you see in the sculpture shown in this book's cover. Now, we have long hands and long limbs because we are quite tall by Earth standards. As I indicated earlier, our true form is light, as yours is. But as our awareness moves into a denser level of beingness, our light body will take physical body form. In our physical form, we take the shape described above. Now, the ancient artisans of Egypt had various levels of understanding about our appearances, depending on whether or not they were actually in direct communication with us and could sense us clairvoyantly. Now, during the early times of the Egyptian period, before the pharaohs especially, we actually moved on the earth, and those who were working with Hathor energy could see us. We were physically present clairvoyantly, meaning that we would move around the earth interacting consciously with others, but we could only be seen by the humans with clairvoyant sight or ability. Now, we would not have actual physical form as you know it, but it was so close that we could almost say that we did have physical form here on earth. And certain superior artisans who were clearly aware of us did sculpt us, and some of these fairly accurate representations appeared on the temple walls and on the columns, especially at the tops of columns. Over time, as the density of this planet increased, the human beings were less able to see us clairvoyantly, so they had to rely on things handed down from earlier times. And then the latter artisans, who were not directly in communication with us as in earlier times, would stylize their own renditions. So Virginia goes, in terms of genetics then, are Hathors humanoid? Well, her response is, we are humanoid, but our DNA has 12 strands. Now, what do we remember reading about 12, 13, one removed? Coincident? Maybe. It could be a coincidence. Well, Virginia then goes, since your ears are apparently very sensitive to sound, can you explain how sound became so important to you? Well, this is her reply, the Hathors. What you call sound is, to us, the primary vibration in this realm. And we would clarify sound as a vibration not limited to physical sound heard by human ears. When we say sound, we mean vibration, which can occur in a vacuum. Sound, as you define it in your physics, can only occur where there is a medium to carry a vibration. So like in a room, auditory, in a cave, stuff like that. Anyway, or in a theater, an amphitheater, mind you. In other words, matter is simply vibration at a certain harmonic. Consequently, as one shifts the harmonic One can move out of matter into energy. Facts. And one can go back and forth freely when one understands how to do this. The ships that we originally used for space exploration and for entering your solar system were based on sound or vibration. It is a very ancient understanding in our culture and goes back to our roots. We have known this and operated this way for millennia. Okay. Let's get that one. Let's put this here and mark this. I'm tired of putting. I got enough markers in here. I don't want to need any more. I got my little tabs. They're getting losing their stick. And we'll put some fresh ones. You know, stickets. There we go. Perfect. I'll be upstairs in a minute, man. You acting like a nigga. Oh, excuse me. I didn't mean to say that. Okay. Let's get in the crayon. Monica Morani with Dr. Amber Wolf, the woman of Lemuria. Ancient wisdom for modern times. You bugging, cuz. You got fresh water over here. So what is there? What is here that is not normally at the other places you might visit is a purity of sameness and sacredness, sameness and sacredness that you might say has been cooked well for thousands of years. It has not changed and it has not moved off the peg of the original creation energy. And the stories that are told about this place are pure ones. They stay pure because they are not written down. Instead, they're passed from human to human in the consciousness expressed as song. And from every single human who is born here, who is pure here, who knows the songs and knows the stories and keeps them pure. Now, it is not up to me to give you the rest of the story. Instead, I want to hint at it, and I want you to feel it, and I want you to understand something precious. The femininity of the songlines is our purpose. The word sister is on purpose. Those who are part of the land understanding something, all right, they understand that woman's business is sacred creation business. Here, at the base of the rock, they actually teach what I have channeled in other places of the earth. All civilization passes through the womb of the woman. So it is not just mythology that has the idea that the creation energy of humanity itself is feminine. It's soft, beautiful, and it is mother. It is not an accident. It is not an accident that the creation and teaching stories here are in about, or say around the seven sisters. And we know that because seven sisters is everywhere. Okay? Now, whether there were indeed seven or more is not your business to know. However, the seven represents divinity, and the sisters represent femininity and motherhood. This is the creation metaphor, which started here at this very rock. Now, those who can track back the real history in 3D know that this place has been here untouched as long as any other place in the recorded history of the planet. It is also a node. Right now, you can turn around and almost touch it. That is how intimate we are to the rock. Now, y'all remember we were talking about Anango, Olororo, Australia, blah, 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 and even North America. Okay? Arresto. Not America. I can't stand that word. I really can't. All right? I really can't. Anyway. Now, let me tell you a little bit of what is really here. There is an energy at this rock that is so sacred that it represents the original seed sisters. We told you in previous channels something that I want you to remember right now. And some of you will feel it, and some of you will not. However, those who seeded you all those years ago never left. They never left. It's not in your logic or the paradigm of your human life span to understand how such a thing could be, but it's true. Those who remain do so in such a state that they will always be until the end of the planet or until the end of civilization. They live on the nodes of the planet. However, parts of the story that the children will learn later when they're adults are where these special ones are and what they have to say. This is the reason for a sacred and secret song line in this continent. The creation story and the song lines are filled with profundities that you won't know about ever, because only the pure know them. But I can tell you a little. Remember how when we were growing up, for those who were fortunate enough, the aunts and grandmoms and all of them would always sing, and it was like natural, and the songs were always passed down. Up until recently, I didn't hear nobody really singing these songs, and I was like surprised one day. I heard this lady, this sister, singing to her baby in the cart, and I was like, "Oh shit, I remember that song." Oh my goodness, I haven't even, you know what, in 30 something years, I haven't heard 1 little 2 little 3 little Indian. Because it used to be 1 little 2 little 3 little niggas, 4 little 5 little 6 little niggas, 7 little 8 little 9 little niggas, 10 little nigga boys and girls. I'm just saying, it's the facts. An American Covenant, a story of women, mysticism, and the making of modern America. Little Sil Scott. And men, if you got an issue with the woman's place and position, and then something's wrong with you. You're not in touch with your masculine. They say divine feminine, divine masculine. And it means a higher level. And it's just words, okay? But you need to know who you are. By 1850, Marie Laveau had acquired a pet serpent named Le Grand Zombie. Thick as a cypress sapling, long as a gallows rope, due to a constant flood of immigration from the rest of America and countries like Ireland, Italy, and Germany. New Orleans ballooned to a population of 150,000 by the decade's end, up from 8,000 when it joined America. Free people of color constituted approximately 7% of the population. Lies. But anyway, let's keep going. Down from nearly 20% when the city joined the nation. Now, to the tens of thousands of new Caucasian residents, we already know who the Caucasians was. Didn't I show you all that? Okay. New Orleans was just another American city, one part of the antebellum American South. Now, in the early part of the decade, Negroes in Louisiana have always outnumbered the Paleskins several to 1. And there's never been a moment it has not been that way. Except for the migrations and war. But in the early part of the decade, the city passed several laws curtailing assemblages of people of color, both free and enslaved. Congo Square was gated and frequently locked all Sunday. And Voodooins, both of color and white Creole women, were arrested in homes for gathering to conduct rituals. They were arrested on the Bayou, St. John, and they were arrested in their underclothes after scaling fences, in flight from the coppers. And the press, once almost entirely silent on the topic of the voodoo, provided salaciously detailed reports and complete with names and addresses of the arrested. However, none of this stopped the Negroes from assembling. When Le Grand Zombie coiled himself around his mistress, the undulating circles of his long, glistening body gave the impression he was spinning into forever. Renegade gatherings of Voodooins never tired of watching Marie dance with her pet infinity, kiss that deadly power, then coil it inside a box and carry it with her, especially in Congo Square, a place that conjured up better, freer times. Each woman and man dancing along with Marie and her serpent felt a rare moment of communal release and power, mind you. Like they touched a piece of that infinity too, even as they heard the rhythm of the police boots surrounding their enclosure. And then, with notions fast spreading that the nation's founding principle, all men are created equal, actually applied to all men. The enslavers tightened their grip on the Big Easy, and things went from bad to maniacal. Funny thing, Louisiana's never really been known for slaves. And there weren't no Mongolians or Mongols there. Well, Pelskins. Why you tapping my leg? What? I'll be going up there in a minute, bro. You talking shit like you going to bed, bro? Yeah, I'm going in a minute, man. You want to say hi? Say hi. Up here. Come here. You want to rub my? Say hi. Come here. Come here. You see his head anyway. In 1857, the city decreed all emancipations of enslaved persons illegal, and in 1858, that all religious services be led by white persons. And in 1859, and you see the time here, 1858, 1859, what was happening, the transition, right? That all free persons of color chose their own masters and hand themselves over to slavery. Because there wasn't nothing. It was about near the end of the so-called Civil War, supposedly. Are you seeing this? What they're telling on themselves. In 1857, the city decreed all emancipations of enslaved persons illegal. Enslaved persons, the majority of that being Pelskins, and orphans. In 1858, that all religious services be led by a white person. There were still many people of color who were considered white persons. And in 1859, that all free persons of color choose their own masters, to which free people of color never really applied to the Negroes. Are y'all aware of that? And hand themselves over to slavery. No one complied with that last edict, but throughout the ever more frenzied repression bonanza, many free people of color were kidnapped and sold into slavery. Many were forced. And that was the embarkment of Negroes going and catching Pelskins who had freed themselves. I'm dead serious, y'all. It's well documented. These were bad Negroes. And I'm only using that term loosely, melanated. To forfeit property or businesses, removing them completely from the bourgeois. Some were beat nearly unconscious or thrown in jail for no reason and with no recourse, at least not from the law. Slowly, then all at once. Whew. Head itching, I'm tired. The gens de couleur libre became black Americans. Listen, slowly, then all at once, the gens de couleur libre became black Americans. And just as their city was not the same Creole New Orleans, their hero and Le Grand Zombie's mistress was most likely not the same Marie Laveau at all. It's all in the writing, bro. Regardless of what they're adding in there to condition and everything else. Because a lot of writers are part of it. It's just like actors and actresses, you know, whether want to belong to the club, put on the dress, scandalous, because a bunch of Ashkenaz or whatever, homosexuals and New Age Negroes, most of the time it's always Peckerwoods, the richest. And they would get around you, you'd be all at the party, they'd be laughing at you, looking at you. Coming to the all-white party, you know, that kind of stuff. So anyway, there we go. And I'm about to go upstairs, get myself situated, brush my teeth, take it down. I appreciate it, buddy. Yep. I was watching this dude because I used to like building trains, right? I was watching this cat build this train platform, you know, do the motifs and all that stuff. And I'm like, this guy. And that's like 7 days ago. And this fool already got like 4 million views. What is going on? You can't make this stuff up, people. And someone say, well, you was watching it. You tell me you know that many people that like trains like that. I was just watching to see the techniques and what he was using as far as for the making the backing, the rock. You know, what kind of foam was he using? Filler? Was he using foam spray? The stuff that I used to do when I used to, you know, build the whole big train, sit on the plywood and make the mountains and all that, and the dioramas and all that. I used to do that, you know. So Maybe there is. Oh, I'm gonna sleep good. Anyway, I appreciate y'all taking the time to come in. Much respect, mad love, and hit the likes, man. And if not, all welcome. Come in and watch. You know what I'm saying? So who all came in? All of that. Hey, Perfect Pure, what's going on? What's going on? All right, let me see. West Side already got you, beloved. Rondo, what's going on, beloved? Perfect Pure TM, what's going on, beloved? Respect. And who else we got up in here? Anyway, number mad love and respect, everybody. I hope y'all enjoy that reading. I'm getting ready to gather together. No more coconut water for the night. No lime. God, dog. I'm gonna take me a little bit of this water with lemon in it and go brush my teeth. And I'm taking it down, y'all. See y'all after I got my appointment at 9 o'clock. And I'll see y'all after that. And we'll get the early read on and everything like that. All right. Cashapp's up if you want, if you can, whatever. I really like buying books, and I want to buy many more. And yeah, when West Side them get here, I'm gonna put a lot of them up, but no, I'll let them see some of the ones I'm reading, because there's always books laying around anyway. But tons of them. And I love it. See y'all tomorrow.